how important the lineage of the material body is actually described by Sati. So this means to say that it is not by coincidence that we get material bodies. It is really very much,
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Mataji, please pray for her. This is my niece who the tragedy happened yesterday.
Yes, Prabhu. I saw the photo. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, she's very young, 34 years, and 2 kids of 5 years and 3.5 years. And I have been giving Krishna conscious from the moment I came, and she's becoming strong. So she needs pure devotees like your prayer, Ajit Gar Prabhu. So so that she will be very strong to lead the life hereafter with Krishna conscious. Thank you so much.
Yes, Prabhu. Sure. Thank you. So today our verse for the Srimad Bhagavatam is somehow related to the aspects of the material body only. What to say about the material body? I mean, it is too fragile in nature, and the Lord has made it so because it is being built or it is being born in a material atmosphere also, which is very fragile. So that is the reason why this material body is really very great. It is a source of pleasure. At the same time, it is a source of tension also. But different aspects, the Lord only knows what is His, because every living entity is the Lord's own. And we presume that so-and-so is ours, so-and-so is not ours, but every living entity is totally the responsibility and totally the Lord has taken ownership of him. So therefore, what can we say? Now, if I, for the time being, I can buy, I can take, as a barter system, I can take something from any of you, but later on, I should return it back to you. That is my greatest responsibility. So, in this process, from the womb to the tomb, so many pleasures and pains come, but at the same time, our only source of dependence is upon the Supreme Lord. That is it. So, keeping this in mind, let us today read this particular verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam, which Sati is telling to her father. And this particular concept of this coming up verse is that how important the lineage of our family is when it comes to the material body that we take. Okay, we'll read the verse of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Naitena dehena hare kritagaso dehodbhavenalam alam kunjamanam vriddha mahabhut puja prasangatas tajjanmadhigyo mahatam avadhyakrit. Translation: You are an offender at the lotus feet of Lord Shiva, and unfortunately, I have a body produced from yours. I am very much ashamed of our bodily relationship, and I condemn myself because my body is contaminated by a relationship with a person who is an offender at the lotus feet of the greatest personality. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Lord Shiva is the greatest of all devotees of Lord Vishnu. It is stated, Vaishnava Nam Yata Shambhu. Shambhu, Lord Shiva, is the greatest of all devotees of Lord Vishnu. In the previous verses, Sati has described that Lord Shiva is always in a transcendental position because he is situated in pure Vasudeva. Vasudeva, or rather Vasudeva, maybe the halant is not there in the purport, is that state from which Krishna, Vasudeva, is born. So Lord Shiva is the greatest devotee of Lord Krishna. And Sati's behavior is exemplary because no one should tolerate blasphemy against Lord Vishnu or his devotee. Sati is aggrieved not for her personal association with Lord Shiva, but because her body is related with that of Daksha, who is an offender at Lord Shiva's lotus feet. She feels herself to be condemned because of the body given by her father Daksha. Jai Srila Prabhupada. So here, this is a direct hit at the aspect that how this material body is also what we have got. The material body is actually not by coincidence and not by desires of that particular spirit soul, but it is as per the desires. It is as per the previous desires of that soul and the karmic reactions of that particular soul that you get a particular material body. So here, Sati was beginning to abhor or rather hate her body, mainly because she really felt that her father was an offender at the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas. So as he was an offender and she has got her body from him, because the children are said to be an expansion of the father's body. So father's or mother's body. So since she has got this particular body from Daksha, she even hates the mentality that the body, with what body he had conceived her. When we are in a body, we have a particular mentality. That means all the three gunas are actually acting upon us. Rajas, Tamas, and Sattva, these are acting upon us. So what happens is that we happen to take that mentality with which we are born. That is why it is said these Garbhodana samskaras are of great importance when it comes to conceiving a particular baby, because or conceiving a particular soul, because the mentality of the parents are carried forward when they are mating. The mentality is carried forward. The parents' mentality is carried forward by the progeny or the children who are going to be conceived. And scientifically, when we see also, we can know that certain traits of the father or the grandfather or the grandmother, all this comes when the egg is getting formed fully and the chromosomes, go for a rearrangement, because some of the chromosomes are taken from the father, some of the chromosomes are taken from the mother, and this DNA is totally getting formed. In each strand of DNA, the character, the likes and the dislikes, of that particular soul is invested. So during this formation is what the parents, they should, have a proper Krishna conscious mentality, so that to avoid any Hiranyakashipus or Hiranyakshas and all to come up. And all this is it is a different science altogether. So in the same way, Sati totally abhorred the body that she had gotten from her parents, because the mentality of the father was not liked by Sati at all. And Sati, the very reason why Sati wanted to marry Lord Shiva was that she had heard a lot, but she had not conceived, or rather not conceived, she had not seen who Lord Shiva looks like or how Lord Shiva looks like. But her, but her dedication, or rather her worship towards Lord Shiva was really very much in the strengthening part. And when she was also told by Lord Vishnu to go forward with this particular marriage, then because she was a surrendered devotee of Lord Vishnu, so then she didn't go to think the otherwise. Now, so Sati, after living with Lord Shiva, she came to know that Lord Shiva is the greatest of the Vaishnavas, and she is also a Vaishnavi. So this particular thing is there that Vaishnavas, they get along well together. True Vaishnavas should get along well together, whether they be in the form of husband and wife, or they be in the form of guru and disciple, or they be in the form of any other family members. So now we can understand the stature of Sati, and we can understand the stature of Daksha. The consciousness of Sati was much developed, and Daksha, because of pride and egoism, it didn't develop. Though he is, the Prajapatis and all that, it was not in a developed consciousness, because pride had, or ego had, covered or encompassed the total mind of Daksha. So here the purport says that from this particular purport, what comes to, I mean, from this particular translation, what comes to my understanding is that the body is of body from which family we are taking or we are getting, that is of prime importance. Now, how do we know which family we are going to get into? That is as per our previous desires and as per our karma. So here in the purport, it is said that Lord Shiva, he is the greatest of the devotees of Lord Vishnu. We all know the various aspects of Lord Shiva, and I think we had also done a particular we had a session of Lord Shiva also. I don't know if it was in this forum. So we had a session of Lord Shiva, especially during the, it was a couple of years back, I think 3-4 years back, if I'm right. Now, here, Lord Shiva is every time described by Sati to be always in a transcendental position, totally meditating upon Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna, and having no other material desires, absolutely conscious of the fact that the Lord Shiva is a servant of Lord Vishnu, and his only dedication is towards serving Lord Vishnu. And in this pure transcendental, rather, he was in the Vasudeva Sattva state because he was always thinking about Lord Vasudeva. So this is the debating point that Sati had towards her father or towards the other people who were supporting her father, that Lord Shiva is one of the greatest Vaishnavas and he is the person who was totally ignored. When the yajna is being performed, we all, those who are doing yajnas will know that the main yajna pati is Lord Vishnu. Now, Lord Vishnu being the main yajna pati, after the bhoga is first offered to Lord Vishnu, the yajna bhoga, that means when the bhoga is offered, after the bhoga is offered to Lord Vishnu, then after that is what the different Devi Devatas are given. So the mantras are also there, wherein Lord Vishnu is given, and Lord Shiva is given, the Indra is given, Chandra is given, like that. All the main Devi Devatas are given the Yajna Bhoga. And that is a must when the yajna is done, because the blessings of that particular Devi Devatas are required. We know this very well from this particular pastime of Govardhan Puja, wherein usually the Vrajavasis used to do Indra Puja, but after Lord Krishna came and really made them understand that they need not just do only for Indra, rather they can offer all their offerings to Govardhan. It is as good that more than better worshipping, more better than worshipping Lord Indra. So all these things were there in Sati's mind, and she thought that Daksha has totally offended Lord Shiva, and in such a case, a body which is received from him, that is from Daksha, need not be maintained anymore, as per Sati. And therefore, what she did is that she condemned her father's mentality, and she proposed to, or rather had decided to totally give up on this particular body, which she had received through the material nature which she had received from Daksha. Now we will go to the next verse. Bhutram tvadiyam bhagavan prasajjado dakshayaniti ahayada sudurmanaha vyapeta narma smitam asutadaham vyutrakshayas etat punapam tvadangajam. Translation. Because of our family relationship, when Lord Shiva addresses me as Dakshayani, I at once become morose, and my jolliness and my smile at once disappear. I feel very much sorry that my body, which is just like a bag, has been produced by you. I shall therefore give it up. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. The word Dakshayani means the daughter of King Daksha. Sometimes when there was a relaxed conversation between husband and wife, Lord Shiva used to call Sati the daughter of King Daksha. And because this very word reminded her about her family relationship with King Daksha, she at once became ashamed because Daksha was an incarnation of all offenses. Daksha was the embodiment of envy, for he unnecessarily blasphemed a great personality, Lord Shiva. Simply upon hearing the word Dakshayini, she felt afflicted because of reference to the context, because her body was a symbol of all the offensiveness with which Daksha was endowed. Since her body was constantly a source of unhappiness, she decided to give it up. Jai Srila Prabhupada. So here there is a very good point is really highlighted about how the body received from the father for the living entity, what body the child receives from the father, it also takes the same mentality as well as it takes to a certain extent the karmic reactions of the father and the mother. Now, we know that if a particular happiness happens in the family, the whole family enjoys it. If there is a sadness in the family, the whole family also has to deal with that particular sadness. So in the same way, whenever Lord Shiva used to address Lord, Sati Devi as the daughter of Daksha, because she is the daughter of Daksha, so that is actually to say Lord Shiva is rather wanting to highlight her status that she is the daughter of a Prajapati. But because of these offenses which Daksha had done to Lord Shiva, Sati feels that this particular addressing her as the daughter of Daksha is a sort of insult for her. She felt it like an insult. She never thought that it was an honor given to her. So here, Daksha, here very clearly it has been said that she felt afflicted because of the reference to the context, because her body was a symbol of all the offensiveness with which Daksha was endowed. So whatever characteristics Daksha had, whatever mentality Daksha had, it actually equally passes to his children. But Sati was a little bit outstanding in the sense like she was a little bit a different person. She understood the negative character of her father and she didn't want to carry it forward. She wanted to cut it out then and there and make him realize that whatever mentality you have, it can be passed on to me. And I do not want to, but understanding, since I have a better consciousness, I have understood that this particular mentality is totally going to shun the whole family. In such a situation, she has decided to totally give up her body, which she actually owes to to Daksha. Now, when you have begotten this particular body from your father and mother, if it is without samskaras or if the proper samskaras were not done, then it has its karmic reactions. But if these samskaras have been done, then, and if the Guru's mercy is there, a major amount of the karmic reactions are totally nullified. So, here Prabhupada says, since her body was constantly a source of unhappiness, she totally decided to give it up. Now, we cannot take this concept of sati system anymore because, first of all, that sati here did not do sati because Lord Shiva was not there in the planet. Sati's main system of or main motto of committing sati or jumping into or giving up her body was mainly because Lord Shiva was insulted. But the modern trend, or rather the little bit starting or in the age old, this is the 20th century, in the maybe the 19th or the 18th century, the sati system was followed due to a different purpose. It was not the purpose that, okay, father had insulted the son-in-law, so the system had to be done. The main system at that time, in the 19th, 18th century, was only because the wife had to follow suit with her husband to whichever loka he is going. She has to follow suit, and therefore she used to be with she used to get herself sacrificed into the pyre or into the funeral pyre of her husband. But there also, when the mentalities changed, because most of the women, they didn't want to give up their body a live body into the fire and all that, taking that terrible austerity. So for that reason, the whole system got converted, at present at least, to a certain extent. So the main aspect of sati system is not that you follow the husband to the next birth, but the main aspect of the Bhagavatam sati system was that sati couldn't take the insult of her husband, and therefore she thought that since this body has been addressed as, or it is the mercy of Daksha, she didn't want this particular mercy of Daksha, so therefore she thought of giving it. And it is also indicating this particular factor that when we hear offenses of Vaishnavas or about Vaishnavas, or when we speak offenses regarding Vaishnavas, when we hear especially, we should either leave that place or even cut off the person's tongue, or just go away from them. Cut off the person's tongue doesn't literally mean that you take it, in the literal manner, but it literally means that you cut his talk in between, make him realize that he's totally wrong. Or if you think that he is at a peak that he cannot realize, just leave that place and go. Play safe game, and that is the best for our mentality as well as for the opposite person also. Yes, so these are the two verses. Hare Krishna Prabhu, please instruct me, Prabhu, what to do next.
Mataji, I have a question here.
Yes, Prabhu.
If when a body taken which takes birth, whether it is performing sanskaras or not, it carries karmic reactions of mother and father.
Yeah.
So it carries karmic reactions of mother and father.
Yes, Prabhu, your line is not clear. Once again, can you repeat?
Mataji, you said that karmic reaction of father and mother.
Yeah.
So I want to have clarity that it is karmic reaction of father and mother, or it is karmic reaction of that individual soul.
Everything comes in together, Prabhu. See, now, for example, I can give you that when you're traveling in a flight, or maybe when you're traveling in a train, wherever it may be, the people who are all traveling with you are all actually having almost the same karma of traveling, in the sense like traveling to the same destination. So if at all there is any unwanted incident or accident which happens, it is because everybody's karma has come up together. It means time up together. So it is a coincidence that, okay, people who are staying around our vicinity, they are all almost, their karma in staying with us is there together. So therefore, suppose if a cyclone or something comes, the whole tribe, or rather whoever is staying in that particular area, in one particular area, is totally washed off. So that all that sometimes the karma is coming together. It is not that you have done the same karma as the other person, not like that. But at one particular point, due to some previous birth, matchings, therefore the karmas come together. That is why so and so, or these many people are traveling with you together, or living with you together, or they come as your husband and wife, or children, etc., etc.
Okay,
if the samskaras are not done, then what happens is that, as per the mentality of the mother and father, as they meet, the mentality of mother and father comes in together, and the same mentality, consciousness, everything. Even that certain diseases are also transmitted. So all that comes in together, and it is embedded into the child. That this is the scientific part as well as the metaphysical part also. Am I clear to you? Prabhu, I didn't.
Thank you.
It's clear?
Yeah.
Especially, of course, the karma is there, right, Prabhu? Because after the marriage, the karma of the husband and the wife coming together. I don't know if you know this, but after the marriage, they come either to the groom's house, or I don't know, to the bride's house, and then they are given a little bit of sweet to share. They share sweet in between themselves, the couples. In that sharing, the karmas are also transferred.
Okay.
Through the spit, through the sweat, and one more thing I forget. through all these, the karmas get transferred. So in order to make the karmas of the couples together, the sweet or something is shared between the couples as soon as they come.
Something new, Mataji, something new for me.
Is it okay? That is, people do not know why this is being done. Because my forefather did, I am doing it, that is all. But actually, this is the main thesis behind it. That the karmas of the husband and the couples are made together. Through marriage ceremony also that is made. And through to make the physical body also of the same karma, this is made. I mean, the sweet is given. Same spoon is being given. That is why we often say that we should not share. You can share the food. I mean, not physically share the food between people because karmas get transferred.
Got your point, Mataji. Makes sense. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Yes, Virendra Prabhu, any questions from Mataji? Anything? Rameshwar Prabhu?
You asked me? No, Prabhu. It's clear, the question, and it's about karma and the desire and the impetus for the next janma. It's clear.
Okay, then let's. Okay, Mataji, thank you. Thanks a lot for.
Hare Krishna. Pancha Kalpatarubhyam Chakra Sindhubhyam Chapatitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Anant Koti Vaishnavanda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev.
Palika Mataji ki jai.
Bhakta Chakraj ki jai. Thank you.
Hari Hari Bol.
Rameshwar Prabhu will chant Prabhu.
Prabhu, we chant for your.
Yeah.
Rather, she
Yes,
is your
Prabhu.
daughter. We will chant
Yeah.
for her. Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama
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 Rama,
Rama
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
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 Krishna.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.